Hello, everyone, to the Charlotte Motor Speedway ROVAL. I'm Steven Stumpf.
He's Trenton Worsham.
We're with Frontstretch. This video is brought to you by Custom Patch Hats. Shout out to them for sponsoring us this weekend. And we are here at the ROVAL following the conclusion of the round at 12. Kyle Larson won the race, and the four unlucky drivers going home with their playoff hopes ended are Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, and Chase Briscoe. Now, before we get into that, we need to talk about the biggest name and the biggest story throughout the day. The guy who looked like he was going to be out of it for the entire time, but just made it in. That is Tyler Reddick. Had to replace a toe link early after contact with Denny Hamlin, his boss in Turn 7. They had to do a ton of repairs. Gambled on pit strategy, and ultimately it worked out at the end.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, he started on the front row beside SVG and everything, and so he had a good start, but he won the first stage, but like you said, he had a broken toe link, had to go get it fixed, and then he had to gain 15 positions in the final stage to come in to advance into the round while Joey Logano was playing defense and losing positions. So I asked him on pit road afterwards about that, the duality of having to control your own destiny, but also you're not in control of your destiny, and he said he had to be aggressive and drive the race of his life, basically. So congrats to Tyler Reddick for making it in, working hard, and unfortunately for Joey Logano, he's going to have to miss it out. It's an even year, and he's not going to win a championship.
Yes, in case you guys are unaware, every single year since they started the elimination format, Joey Logano has made the championship four in an even year. That streak ends this year. But for Reddick, that's probably the most, I don't think he's happy after today, but that's probably the most eventful 11th place finish he has ever had.
Yeah, he said on pit road he was not happy with how he ran today. So make that clear. He was not happy with that.
But he's moving on just as is. As for Logano, that pit strategy came with the final caution with about 28 to go after Austin Dillon lost an entire wheel following a pit stop gone wrong. Logano chose to stay out. He restarted 5th with 26 to go. Reddick decided to gamble. They went for fresh tires, dropped back to 26th. And in the end, Reddick just, eventually, despite the damage, they repaired it enough to where he just, clawed through the field, made up position by position, and had enough points, beating Logano 4 points to the punch. Denny Hamlin was, I believe, +8. Alex Bowman +9. They both had moments as well. Bowman had that very big jump, off the chicane into the wall. What did he have to say about that?
Well, the big talk yesterday was the turtles that right in front of us on the chicane when they were changed overnight by NASCAR, and so he was asked in his post race on pit road if it felt better. He's like, no, a different part of the track hurt me this time. And I asked him which one. He said, the turtles on exit. So Alex Bowman, I'm pretty sure he's happy that, we don't have to come here again in the playoffs until another year. A lot of drivers were happy about those turtles yesterday, but they got Bowman. He said the impacts are hard. The cars are stiff and rigid. He even alluded to this Xfinity race yesterday, saying the Xfinity cars were taking a big beating on them as well. But yeah, so the turtles were not they didn't have a lot of fans this weekend from the drivers.
They did not, but Bowman moves on all the same. I think this is his worst finish of the playoffs, but I was thinking it was about 18th. I'm not completely sure, but that just speaks to how well he and the 48 team have been running. Hamlin comes home with once again a very eventful 14th place, getting run into from Reddick in Turn 7, which proved to be the calamity corner. However, they were fine. They managed as well as they could. They had just enough gas to make it home, and they're moving on as well. As for Logano, he said he had to do something different than Tyler Reddick. Mm-hmm. He said that if just pitting with them was not going to win them the race, it was not going to get them the points, so they had to try something. Fortunately, it didn't work, but Logano said he didn't lose hope until the white flag lap because, as we've seen so often, we have seen late race cautions end and completely flip the race upside down, just as we saw yesterday. But I don't want to talk about that. But Logano just misses. I believe he finished in 8th place. Ford had so much momentum. Penske, all three Penske cars, made it to the round of 12, but Austin Cindric got eliminated despite finishing 4th. Joey Logano got eliminated here. I believe the only Ford left in the round of 8 is Ryan Blaney, last year's champion. And it wasn't smooth sailing for Chase Briscoe either. First it was a tire that left the track. Then it was getting caught up in a turn 7 stack up. Just as there were so many of them today. Unfortunately, he just lost the steering, and that was the end of their day. But I think aside from Larson completely dominating the whole thing, I think the biggest story were the track changes, and turn 7 was thought to be chaotic, and I believe it was as chaotic as advertised.
Yeah, we saw dive bombs, we saw contact, we saw the more aggressive moves being made in turn 7. As you said, it was Calamity Corner. People not really full sending it, but they weren't afraid to be aggressive. That's where Tyler Reddick made up a lot of positions. We saw SVG, a road course ace, going 3 wide in that corner, also taking positions only in SVG fashion, the only way he can. And so AG Allmendinger had a good run going for a part of this race too, using those passing zones to get there. But yeah, we saw a lot of that happening, and we saw Tyler Reddick also running down cars, including his boss, Nate Hamilton, in that corner. He had to pass his boss to get those points too, which is very interesting.
Knowing what happened in the first place, Reddick getting airborne off of hitting Denny in that same corner earlier, do you think he said, even though he's racing for playoff points, do you think Denny just said, I'm good, I'll let you go by?
I don't know. You talked to him after the race. I was wondering if he said anything about that when you guys talked to him. So his comments on that.
Was not able to get to that. They had to go to radio and TV next. But but overall, I think for a round of 12 race, elimination race, I believed it lived up to the hype. Quite a battle on the cut line, but not completely with the drivers we thought it would be. Reddick seemed pretty safe going into it, but he just skates by the skin of his teeth. The round of 8 is going to be crazy. We have, I believe, the top 8 in regular season points have all made it. All 4 Hendrick cars have made the round of 8. It's going to be a great one. We had a lot of other names show out. Larson, he dominated the day, led 62 laps. That's his 6th win of the season. Christopher Bell finished runner-up, a second behind. William Byron was third, 10 seconds behind, and that's about it. Also want to note Shane Van Gisbergen finished third, got eliminated from the playoffs yesterday in Xfinity, but he won his first cup pole, led 21 laps, and finished 7th. A solid outing for him, after coming so close to winning at Watkins Glen as well. But that does it here. That does it for us tonight. Up next is the Las Vegas in the round of 8. It's going to be a great one there. We'll be sure to give you a lot of coverage from that one as well. But for now, from Charlotte, I'm Steven. He's Trenton. And have a good night.
This is Custom Pat Chats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.